First and foremost, before I get started with this lesson, I would like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruach HaKodesh. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well and have taught me the truth, peace, and salutations unto the hopeful elect. The temple of King David, scattered through the four corners of the earth, and to you I say, Shalom. Hey, Shalom to you, Akim. Shalom to you, few sincere Aqua. Shalom to the 144,000. And it's going to be a real quick, I guess a lesson through the spirit, power of Yahweh by Hashem Shai. I'm going to kind of be ranting. I'm trying not to drive, right, and bring out precepts because, it is very dangerous, right? But I want to do this lesson here, just rant a little bit because one thing that I love doing is I love using this right here is called a stick ruler. You see that? You brothers and few sisters, you should be familiar with this. But it's pretty much like a measuring tape, and one thing that I'm very, very good at, right, is how to read the tape measure, man. You see, that's part of my job, and someone like myself, I'm not boasting or anything, but you got to know how to read a tape measure, in the kind of work that I do. I'm steel fabricator, boiler maker, welder. So you got to know how to read the tape measure. You got to know that it's 16 sixteenths in an inch, right? 8/8 in an inch, right? 4 quarters, right? And 2 halves. You see that? I can go all the way down to 30 seconds, right? And 64ths sometimes, depending on certain blueprints that I may have to read. But I wanted to bring that out because one thing us brothers do, right, is we know how to the water. One thing us brothers know how to do, is we know how to, right, read the measuring tape too, man. You see that? And what I mean by the measuring tape, right, is I'm talking about these scriptures here, man. Right? So you got to know how to, you got to know how to read, right, today's times, right, and measure them by the scriptures, man. You see? And so, like, most times when I go on jobs, like if it's a new individual, right, the first thing I ask that individual, right, is how many 16ths are in an inch. Right, and most people, they don't know the answer, man. You see that? And I tell them, go home, learn the measuring tape, and when you come back the next morning, I expect you to, know how to, read the measuring tape. Some people take time, some get it like that, So I wanted to bring, this lesson out, this rant, because, scriptures say, measure out the time diligently within itself, man, right? And a lot of people, because they can't read the simple thing like the measuring tape, right, they also can't measure the times that we're in, right, because they don't know the scriptures, man. You see that? And also the scripture tell you what's that, second Ezra, I can't think of the chapter right off top, but I'm pretty sure it'll come to me. By said measure have he measured the times, right? So you got people out there, they can't measure the scriptures, right? Or they can't measure the time through the scriptures. So you got people out there that think that, that the day of the Lord is going to come, right, without the MOTB coming to pass first, man. Right? You got people out here, tell you certain shit like, we're going to be raptured, which is nowhere found in the Bible, right, before Jacob's trouble come. You see, because these people here, they can't read, they can't discern the times, man. Right? So if I was to give a blueprint, right, I'm just making a run real quick. I gotta go to a store called the Air Gas store. But if you can't read a blueprint, right, then you don't know what the hell is going on. Right? And also when you go into the ruler, right, a measuring tape or a ruler, right, the person that knows how to read the measuring tape, right, is the person that is the ruler of that job. You see, so if I was to yell out, right, to somebody, you know, give me 3 feet, right, 6 inches, and 1/8. Right, Jake will sit there and scratch their head because they don't know what the hell is going on, man. You see, so I wanted to bring this out because, you know, us brothers, right, we know how to read the spiritual ruler, man. Right? So a lot of people, they can't, you know, read, you know, measure out the times that they're in, so they confound it, man. Right? So, you know, again, you brothers that know how to read, right, the ruler, right, or the measuring tape, right, you are the ruler, man. And this is why certain people, right, because even when you go to a certain job, most people can't read the ruler, right? They look at someone that's more experienced and that know how to read the ruler, and they're depending on that person, right, to read the tape for them. You see, so most people, they're not the ruler of that job, right? But you brothers and you few sisters that can read, right, read the spiritual tape measure, right? Because that's what the scriptures are, man. They are, you know, the spiritual tape measure. You see that? You know, so you brothers that can read it, right? This is why everybody that's, you know, most people that watch your videos, right, they sit there and scratch their head, and they hope that you're wrong, right? So if we're reading the spiritual tape measure, and we're telling you that we are in the end, what the hell does that mean? Does that mean that we're lying? Right? The answer is no, based off the blueprint, man. Right? And what's the blue? See, the Lord has everything, right, measured out the right way, man. Right? Even when you go into the time of Noah, right? And the Lord gave him the blueprints, right, to read the ark, right, or to build the ark. The Lord gave him blueprints, man. Right? So he could read it perfectly. Right? So if Noah was off by 1 inch or by 2 feet or 3 feet, right, then the boat would have sunk, man. Right? So we're building that spiritual ark. Right? Scriptures tell you let everything be perfectly joined together, roughly paraphrasing. You know, I want to say it goes the master shipbuilder. I may leave the precept in the comment section, man. Right? So we're like master shipbuilders, man. You see that? And we're perfectly, you know, are joining everything together, man. Right? That's why we hear people, right, that can't read the scriptures or can't measure the times that we're in. We know that the piece that they're trying to cut out for the certain job ain't gonna fit, man. Right? So this is why you see a rise of false prophets, right? You know, a rise of bug outs, right? Trying to tell you what times we're in, right? But can't read, right, the spiritual tape measure, man. You see? Because again, if you off just by a little bit, right? Scriptures tell you that if they speak not according to his words, because there's no light in them. So if you break down the scriptures wrong just by a little bit, right? If you was on a certain job, right, and you measure out that certain job and you a 3/16 off, right, later on down the line, right, because this is what you see these guys doing, they're waxing worse and worse, right? If you 3/16 off, right, later on down the line, you're gonna, you know, that 3/16 turn into a 1/2 inch, right? The 1/2 inch turn into 6 inches, right? And that 6 inches turn into what? It turn into a foot, man. Right? And then next thing you know, you way off some damn where. You see? You know, so I just wanted to, you know, bring this lesson out here real quick, because you got to know how to use the spiritual tape measure, man. And if you don't know how to use the spiritual tape measure, right, you're not the ruler of that job, and you don't know what the hell is going on. You see? So blessed are you brothers, you know, scriptures tell you, blessed are your eyes, for they can see. You see that? And everybody, they can't see. Why? Because they can't read the spiritual tape measure, man. You see that? So, you know, I've arrived at my destination. Just got to pick up some damn soapstone. All right. So, you know, just want to do this lesson here, you know, real quick through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Washai. Right? You got to know how to read the spiritual tape measure, man. You see that? Until the next time I say, Shalom.